Ajnanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasme Shri Gurave Namaha. And let's surrender to the feet of Lord Krishna, to the feet of Guruji, our understanding of the next chapters. So meanwhile, for those who are not online, we did a meditation and we talked about how Lord Krishna wants us to meditate and to fix our mind on Him, to start fixing our mind on Him and not moving the body, fixing our attention in the third eye. This is very important. And this He will tell it again in chapter 8. So in chapter 8, I will come back and remind you what He said when He prepared us for the meditation, because we have to be prepared at the moment of death. Chapter 8, we have to have the same attitude, a meditative attitude, and of course a full surrendering. Annabella very nicely said in her experience that it was this, like, it's not our will, whatever has to happen, it will happen. So we have to be able to surrender. And now we are starting step by step. He's holding our hand to bring us to more surrendering. So we saw the first 6 chapters, which were an introduction to different concepts that we have. We have the concept of yoga. We had yoga every time, each chapter it's a yoga, so it's introducing us. And we had karma yoga. So much we're talking about second half of chapter 2, chapter 3. We have equanimity, being equal to everything. And we started to talk a little bit about bhakti because we feel it. We feel that Arjuna starts taking refuge. So there is a connection. Lord Krishna says, you are my friend. You are dear to me, right? So there is already this connection relationship, which was present there, but which will go increasing. And now from the chapter 7, we will go into more devotion. And Lord Krishna wants to free Arjuna from the bondage of his karma, his samskaras, his impressions of whatever he had in past lives, so that he can be confident and go and fight this battle. So what is happening now? Gradually, Arjuna will become more and more aware about Lord Krishna. You have a very nice presentation. I will not read it, but it's on page 117 if you want to follow in the small. So I'm following everything in the chapters in the small Gita if you are online. And yes, I'm taking ideas and I follow what Guruji says, so we are sure we are all in tune with what is Guruji's vision of Bhagavad Gita. Each guru does a commentary of a book. It's very important that the guru of a sampradaya makes his own commentary, because in that writing he will also encapsulate the vision of the mission and paths we are having. And Bhagavad Gita, it's a book with which Guruji, it's 100% okay. He says this book fully, I like it, I agree with it. There are books in which Guruji doesn't like everything, or maybe some concepts, because this is what a guru and a leader of a sampradaya is there also to reform. You know, Hinduism, it's so new all the time. The guru's coming saying, no, this vision, I feel it's like this according to my experience. And these philosophers had their experience, and Guruji will come. This is why it's a reformer. He comes to innovate. He comes to put everything into our age right now, our era, and our present day story, what we are living. But everything, if you see, it's going with what Lord Krishna says completely. So gradually Arjuna will become aware of the divine personality who creates, sustains, and destroys all that exists. So now in this chapter, so Jnana Vijnana Yoga, knowledge of Krishna, chapter 7. So when we have a chapter called Jnana, so it's a chapter where you have to study a little bit the knowledge part. So it will be some concepts related to it. He goes in something more deep that you have to take time to imbibe. And here are notions, all kinds of Sanskrit terms, for transcendence, immanence. So he will introduce himself as being completely transcendent, so out of, higher than everything. He transcends everything, but he's also immanent. He is in the creation. So when he is in creation, it means he is in us. It's like Om Namo Narayanaya mantra. I'm in everyone. Everyone is in me. All the mantras are in me, and I am in all the mantras. Is this? He also talks about his higher nature and lower nature. He has a higher nature. We said that Purusha, the spirit, and the Prakriti exist, but he also has this. He will allow himself to come into matter, to have a lower nature, to come in and be with us. And Lord Krishna did it. He took a body and he was playing this Leela of being in a body, having a mother, having friends. He really played it fully. He's a Purna avatar, an avatar complete. Purna means full. And he played all these roles, and it's unique. You see, he and Jesus also has a little bit same. I mean, Christ, Krishna, they are like the energy coming to incarnate in them was like a similar descent of energy, because other gods like the Trimurti has a fixed role. Okay, you are the creator, Brahma, you are the destroyer, Shiva, and you are the preserver, Vishnu. They stick to this. We don't have too many stories about Shiva as a child. We have some pictures, but we never know exactly what happened, how long he meditated on his mountain. We don't have all these stories, but here we have Lord Krishna who comes among us. He's a baby. We can see him in our babies. How many times, I can tell you, it happens to me all the time, that I come from my travels, and until I install my deities and I verify that there is no meat around to do my pujas, because it's a different energies. I know my deities feel that, and I take time, and I have in my dreams sometimes Giridhari coming all the time. So I have a small Giridhari who is a copy of the Guruji's Giridhari. I try to show you with the camera. And how many times he comes in my dreams, and he is asking for food, or, I always dream of children who need to eat. I have to paint his eyes. He was washed, but he's very, very sweet. It's so cute, and he's so alive. I have so many stories with him doing all kinds of leelas. And he comes. I will always have a dream with a child. I have a baby. I have to feed him, and sometimes I don't find food, and I find only too many sweets. And he's not completely, fulfilled. He's eating, but I know it's not healthy for him. So I have this happening to me. I had many, many dreams. And sometimes he was taking the form of my son to really arise this devotion in me for the Murti, because it's another tradition, right? It's not like I was born and suddenly I had my Murti Krishna to put water on him. No, it's like it came later. I was playing with the dolls a lot, but it was more Radha Krishna. And they had to eat. Yes, I was making clothes for them, but I was not having this mother-son relationship as I feel that this small Giridhari is bringing it to me. And this is where Guruji wants to bring us. In the last satsang, there was a satsang he gave from Shripitanjali. I was traveling, but I saw some summary online. Someone was saying, I cannot see you as a master. And Guruji said, I don't ask you to see me as a master. You can see me as you wish. you can see me as something else. You can see me as your son. And I was so touched by seeing that, because this is a bhava which is coming in the relationship with the guru. That bhava you can have, and not only for the guru, you can have it in general. And we have this maternal feeling, like motherly feeling. But several times I had this connection between real life and the science, this of deities, and it's really real. It's bringing something to you when you take it seriously, and when you practice it. It comes with practice. Now, before coming to this, I did like years. I was waking up like 5 years. I woke up like 2:30 in the morning to do puja to the feet of the guru and to the deity. So I had a lot of training before, and that training was not always like very much aligned. Some mornings I was tired, and it was a little bit automatical as well. So it was not always perfect, but that practice helped me. And of course, you can do it inside sometimes. Guruji doesn't tell us all the time to do it, but if you can't do it outside, you can still connect to him. And this is where this connecting to him, focusing the mind on him, he will tell it again and again. It's very, very important. He also says here in the same chapter 7 that surrendering to him allows us to cross over Maya. The entire universe is deluded. So verse 13. Tribir guna mayir baver ebir sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mame bhyaha param avyayam. The entire universe is deluded by these three conditions originating from the gunas and fails to recognize me, who is unchanging and beyond. So we cannot see him because we are in Maya, we are ignorant. For this divine Maya of mine, it's his Maya, he puts on us. We are in Maya that he created, and we have to go out of this Maya. When he will give us the blessing to go out of Maya, will not go like this. We do our effort, but he will give us the grace. So for this divine Maya of mind consisting of the three gunas is hard to overcome, but those who take refuge in me alone cross over it easily. Very important. Other people are joining us. Yes, it's important to know that when we take refuge of him alone, I mean, very important, because each guru has a different path. Each guru will give you techniques and methods to follow, but if you follow everything, you will be lost. This is why it's important to take refuge in guru, in a master of a tradition, and follow that tradition until you become strong enough to be able to understand everything, and then you will understand Advaita Vedanta, Vishishtadvaita, and so on. And then Guruji will come say, you don't need anything of this, just surrender, love, just love. That's enough. There's also a very nice concept, idea in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 7, saying that what you worship determines your destination. And it's very important because we have this story in Srimad Bhagavatam with the person who was attached to the deer. You remember? And I had a dream recently with many deers and many and I was like, wow, it reminds me of that story, that connection, that if at the end of your life, now we enter almost in chapter 8, what you are attached to, you will bind you. So you have to take care of what you get attached. Because if you get attached to an animal, to a being, to your money, that will determine your reincarnation. So it's good to be detached. I will try to slow down. Annabella is translating. I think only she is translating. So let's think about that. What are our attachments? So we don't get again another incarnation just stupidly because we had a last attachment that we could not overcome because we are too weak. And we have this sloka, verse 23, what you worship determines your destination. The reward gained by the people is limited and it's temporary. Of limited understanding is temporary. If you have a limited understanding, the worshippers of demigods will go to the demigods, but my devotees will come to me. When he says this, it means that they are different lokas, different dimensions. And when you leave your body, you go to one dimension. You will go there. So very important to see where you are, because each god has a special place in the hierarchy of the universe, and it has its own her own loka and dimension and energy, and you will be attracted to that because you will be in touch with that. So it's very important to know if you want to be with Lord Narayana, if you want to be with Lord Shiva, if you're in Kailasa, it will be a different energy. It's not bad. I mean, it's different states of realization, and actually each state, Guruji said one time, and this I want to tell you because I should not forget that, we have to respect the sacred feelings of people. For example, if someone sees that for him, another guru is his Satguru, it's this is how it is, right? And it is for that person, it's his Sadguru because this is what the person feels, and it's okay. It's okay, and everyone has the right to feel that. One likes more Shiva and the mountains and Kailasa energy, and someone else will feel that they need more Krishna and love and all these bhavas and moods through which we are going. It is, there is a difference between the two, but at the same time we can find something that is in everyone, in each one of them. Anyway, remember that what you want will pursue you, what you are attached to will come to you. And whatever, like this sage, so sage Ajamila was called in Shrimad Bhagavatam, that got attached to the deer, so he had to come back, and it was his last attachment. He could not, at the last moment, just he got attached, right? And this is what can happen to any one of us, that you started your path, you say, oh, I want to have renunciation, to renounce, to be a renunciate, and then a beautiful woman is coming, and you forget about everything, and then you say you want again all the normal things, but which is also fine, because many people can be detached into that. It depends how you are living it, right? So this is chapter 7, and Lord Krishna says that all these games of Maya, that we go into disillusion and it becomes strong, and then we wake up suddenly, say, oh, I forgot God. Oh, I know what is important. I have to come back to a spiritual practice. And then again we do something, and again we remember. And this is how Maya works, this game of Maya. And it's also our choice, because we know there are some moments we know some things are not good for us, but we continue to do them because we are not strong enough to say no, or to renounce that, because it's a sacrifice. It's leaving maybe some pleasure, that it's also giving suffering at the same time. So it's important to see all this. And this is why Lord Krishna says that it's very difficult also to attain him, and it's also difficult to perceive his truth, because he's not revealing himself. He says, I do not reveal myself to everybody, but I cover myself with my yoga maya. This deluded world does not recognize me as unborn and infallible. Arjuna, I know all the beings that have come before, that are here now, and those that have yet to come, but no one knows me. Wow, here he says no one. But then let's move on, and we reach chapter 8, Akshara Brahma Yoga, the eternal abode. And here's again, we have Sanskrit terms So this we will see in detail when we will do the course. 18 and 19, I'm just telling you now, if you're interested, 18 and 19, so the whole weekend, I will give 12 hours of Bhagavad Gita again, 6 hours each day, but it will be nicely, with a lot of breaks. You will have time, so we can go deeper into the Sanskrit and the terms. And let's come to fixing the mind on Krishna at death. So I said this is very important. And then afterwards, he's telling how difficult it is to attain him and who he is. He will. I have a question in the chat. It's okay. I will answer after. He will reveal himself step by step now until chapter 11 and after as well. Let's come to fixing the mind on Krishna at death. And now I want you again to come in a meditative state. It's a very, very important part of Bhagavad Gita. And just think, if you had to leave the world, like, I don't know, you have some hours to live, how would be your state of mind? What would you feel that you have just some hours to live? See, how do you feel? Are there things that you did not finish? You feel it's too soon? You feel you need some hours more? Or do you feel completely fine? Okay. It's like Lord Krishna comes, say, okay, Arjuna, come. Battlefield is there. You have to go. You will die. Maybe, maybe not. But your death is coming. Your moment of death is coming. So Annabella said that she had this experience when she felt the death coming. She was thinking, maybe I die today. And I think maybe most of you had it. Think of an experience when you were thinking, wow, I will die. Now I will die. How was that experience for you? That can help you to go into that state. And she said that she thought of the Lord at that moment, thinking, yeah, okay, I love my family, I love this, I love my job, I love I mean, some people would think this, but I'm sure she loves her job too. And then the last thing was, okay, I stick to the Lord, he will help me. So let's do this introspection quickly to prepare. And in the program, I go a little bit further with this. I make you experience more things. And now I just want you to have a glimpse of that, and just do it with the mind as well. Feel, how would you feel like leaving everything now and going to the eternal abode. And let's see what is Lord Krishna saying. The one who leaves his body at the time of death and contemplates upon me alone, without doubt, reaches me. Arjuna, whatever state one remembers when leaving the body, that state one will certainly attain after death. For a person's condition is the inevitable result of what has been dwelt upon throughout one's life. Therefore, even ever mindful of me at all times, fight. So he's telling him now clearly, go fight, but keep your mind on me. Maybe you will die, but keep the mind on me. With your mind and intellect dedicated to me, you will be free of doubt and shall surely come to me. With the mind absorbed and constantly engaged in yoga without thinking of anything else, one reaches the divine supreme being. So meditate on this. Your moment is coming, and you have to prepare to go, and that your mind is focused on Krishna at that moment. Whatever we practice, you will see, you'll remember. No, we have to reach each other to see it, but usually it works pretty much. This is why we say that even reading experiences of near death that people had, near NDE, we have NDE in French, near death experiences. Even reading that will help you, because the moment when this comes, you don't have too much time, so you have to fix your mind on him quickly. So again, now let's do the meditation steps that he said, and we will continue later. When we start again Bhagavad Gita, we'll start with this again, meditating on this. Very important, because we die every minute, and if you get this surrendering, you get it always. Not only, you don't have to die to get it. You are dying while you are alive to understand this. And this is what we have to do. We have to die to our resistances, our patterns, our helplessness, our powerlessness, all these things that are binding us. We have to let this dissolve, to be free and happy, and not wait until we die. And you are blessed to be here and think, whatever age we are, thinking of this and becoming detached while we are alive is very, very important. No need to wait. We have to leave that. Is why we are on this path, and we have someone who is helping us, testing us to remove all the things remaining. Okay, so I'll not make you die now, because you still have things to do. We will go for a tea break. If you want to continue together doing something, I just have to go 1 hour. You can continue together. You just send the link. Otherwise, have a break, because afterwards we will have a puja. 5:30 we have again puja, and then again we'll have many things until 10 in the night minimum. This nights I sleep like at 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's not a problem for me. I can stay the whole night. I had like some trainings this last night, but a minimum 10 o'clock. But knowing me, I can tell you, maybe we stay until until you don't want to stay anymore, because I will be there. Okay, so don't worry, we'll have all the time for all questions. Enjoy your tea break. Enjoy your meditation. Today it's Ekadashi. Enjoy that, go into this inside. And for sure, we will have some more time after to discuss and write down the questions, not to forget. Okay, super. So let's say we have a break, but if you want to meet, you just tell it now, so that we can make a link. If you want to stay, if it was your only chance to come now, and then you can't, otherwise we will meet again at 5:30 on this link. Okay, on the same link I gave to everyone. Okay, super. Okay, we'll all have a break. Nice. See you later. And if you are new, put your email here if I didn't ask you before, because I will send you a gift. And also online on YouTube, put your emails to send you a gift, because you came and attend Bhagavad Gita, and that it's good. Super. I think I have maybe everyone's email by now. Okay, see you later. Jai Gurudev. Good refreshment and tea break. 1, 2, 3. Jai Gurudev.
Recording stopped.
Jai Gurudev online as well. Let's have our tea break as well, and we are back at 5:30. This is French time. That will be, if you are in India, 3 hours and a half more. I can give you you can go on time zone converter and convert, because in some places it's 3 hours and a half. In other places of India, it can be like 4 hours and a half, and otherwise for the rest Europeans, it's Belgium, Germany, France time. And thank you for joining, Jai Gurudev. And send me your email to send you a gift. I will send you a small book that I made, and that I hope will help you. See you later, Jai Gurudev. Write something quickly in the chat if you want. You have 2 minutes, and then I will disconnect for now, and we meet again later with many surprises and music and many things. See you. Jai Gurudev. So see you again in like 2 hours. 2 hours from now, a little bit, 2 hours and 13 minutes. 5:30. Okay. See you. Jai Gurudev. मुकेश जी, आप कैसे हैं? गेमिंग जोन, आर यू इन इंडिया? शंकर लाल, नमस्कार. जय गुरुदेव. जय गुरुदेव. हम मिलेंगे ये दो घंटे के बाद हम मिलेंगे एक बार और भगवद गीता के लिए अंग्रेजी में. जय हो. जय गुरुदेव.